Let's start with the core feeling here, the exhaustion. Being constantly underestimated, having your reality questioned, that is draining. It feels like emotional labor just to exist in those rooms. When people assume your life is handed to you because of a degree, or that they know how you feel based on one random interaction, they aren't observing reality. They are projecting narratives from their own limited experience. Being told you're Cold War that you don't care, when you know the truth, is classic gaslighting. They need you to argue your way out of it, and that argument costs you energy. You are right to protect your energy. Energy is a finite resource, and spending it on people who treat you like an intellectual puzzle or a punching bag, that's poor ROI. When they bring up hardship or gender roles, remember that their commentary is rooted in their privilege, the comfort of having a prepackaged worldview. You don't owe them an explanation of your background. Every time you pause, every time you don't react, you are refusing to pay the emotional tax they demand. You are withdrawing your compliance. That is power. People confuse quiet strength with passivity. You are not a doormat because you don't feel obligated to defend your peace in their court. Stop trying to make them understand your journey or validate your feelings. Your focus needs to be 100% on your goals, your workouts, and the people who genuinely lift you up. When they make an assumption about your gym or your gender role, don't argue the premise. Just observe it. Treat it like a flawed hypothesis in a scientific paper. You don't need a rebuttal, you need a pivot. A simple, neutral statement that acknowledges their comment but immediately changes the subject back to work or something external. If they say something condescending, don't defend yourself. Just echo the core assumption and ask, is that what you believe? It forces them into an uncomfortable position of having to justify their own bias. Instead of defending your gym membership, ask, what specific experience led you to that conclusion? This shifts the burden of proof entirely onto them and often leaves them speechless. When the conversation becomes toxic or overly personal, you have the right to end it gracefully but firmly. I need to focus on X is a complete sentence. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them feel the friction of your indifference. That feeling is their problem, not yours to solve. Stop trying to prove your worth to people who are incapable of seeing it. The only validation you need is the one you give yourself. This is the hardest skill to master. It requires you to treat their judgment like background static, annoying, but ultimately irrelevant to your mission. If they keep pushing a biased narrative, simply repeat your professional focus, my priority right now is the project deadline, or if I need to get back to work. Do not engage with the jab. When they ask for help, especially when you are already drained, remember that saying yes out of obligation is just giving away more energy. Practice the graceful no. Their goal isn't communication, it's control. They want you questioning your reality so they can dictate the terms of engagement. When you refuse to participate in the drama, you win by default. You maintain your integrity and save your energy for things that actually matter. If the conversation turns toxic, use it as your cue to leave. Excuse me, I need to grab coffee, is a perfect escape hatch. Visualize your mind as having an impenetrable firewall. Their words hit it, and they simply dissipate without affecting your core operating system. You are building a life based on merit, hard work, and self-respect. Let them talk about luxury, you live the reality of earned success. When they criticize, mentally label it, observation 47, attempted control. Then discard the label immediately. True strength isn't in the volume of your voice, it's in the unwavering consistency of your boundaries. Silence, when used strategically, is a roar. If the answer is drain, then your only job is to exit. This simple audit saves you from unnecessary emotional conflict. Use this job transition as the ultimate permission slip to stop caring about their opinions. They become irrelevant background noise on the way out. You have done the work of self-awareness. Now, you must do the work of execution. Implement these pivots until they become second nature.